Mr. Shivanna come in. I'm sure Mr. Shivanna has something to say to you. Go ahead, Mr. Shivanna.
So the Congress government in the state of Karnataka was pleased to, give out this Constitution and National Unity Convention of 2024 to commemorate the 75th year since the adoption of the Constitution of India. And we were revolving around four themes: 75th year of India's Constitution, Constitution, welfare and development, developmental paradigms in Karnataka, democracy and inclusive Karnataka. Now, these themes and the panels for the plenary session was curated by academic partners such as National Law School of India University, ISEC, KSLU, and the Ambedkar Research Institute. Now, the two-day convention that was hosted by the government of Karnataka garnered gigantic support from young intellectuals and from believers in the Constitution of India. And we had over 100 experts and renowned professors who are addressing these issues. Now, every time the Congress government tries to institute or bring about such impressive programs and policies, thought-inducive programs and policies, the BJP has to resort to their underhanded tactics of diverting the people's attention from such inspiring programs and thwart the thought process. Now, we invited the Professor Nitasha Kaul as an esteemed delegate to be a part of the convention and share her thoughts. Now, my question is, other than certain baseless information being circulated on social media that basically stems out or emanates from WhatsApp universities, what is the allegation against Professor Nitasha that puts the sovereignty of this great nation under threat? The central government or the Ministry of External Affairs must clear its stance on the sense of fear or sense of insecurity that stems out of an independent, thinking, academic woman. If it is your allegation that she speaks about abrogation of Article 370, like Mr. Sanjay Jha pointed out, Mr. Falias Nariman or legal luminaries such as Ramjet Malani, Kapil Sibal speak against abrogation of Article 370. Should we deport them all or should we exile them? And if it is your allegation that she speaks against the RSS, so many authors in India today have written books against the RSS. Should we deport all of them? Should we exile them all? And if it is your allegation that she speaks against Modi, there were many film actors, 600 people had signed an appeal, including luminaries like Naziruddin Shah. Should we deport all of them? Should we exile all of them? If it is your allegation that anybody or any individual who speaks against India or against Modi is an anti-national, it is completely false. It is an attempt to curb and thwart freedom of speech and expression. What is anti-India and anti-national is to thwart the independent thoughts of young individuals. This is a gross attempt by the Bharatiya Janata Party to play politics on things that is unnecessary.
Okay. Priya, as a citizen voice here, come in and tell me what you make of what played out at the Bangalore airport. Fact is that in the last 9 years, and I'm stating this simply because Sanjay Jha brought it up, why didn't they cancel her OIC card if they felt that she was anti-national or a threat to this country? Fact is that 102 OIC cards have been cancelled in the last 9 years, many of them critics of this government. But anyhow, Priya Chetty, come in here and tell me what you think of what has played out in Bangalore.
Thank you, Shreya. I think it's been, drawing attention to the very fact that one needed to supposedly cover up. If you didn't want to have a voice for somebody in a symposium like this, I think what has been done is exactly the opposite, because now the whole thing is under spotlight. People who are on the fringes, people like me who may not, spend all my time sort of picking up on news or, even people like us are saying what really happened and how, and then you're going into detail. And I think it really is counterproductive. But as a citizen, what worries me is that the democracy that I value and I have grown up in very clearly embraces different voices. And however cliche that is, how is it that something which somebody has a different point of view can be such a threat? How insecure must we all be in order to be able to address a threat like that, if indeed that is the reason why she's deported? And it seems to be, there has to be some reason. This is frightening. I think that the thing that we take very much for granted is the ability to speak reasonably freely And I'm deeply worried after seeing all this that it seems to be only on the surface. And Sanjay pointed out some very, very salient factors, and I think I am in agreement with him about it. The political leaders have a point of view which reflect their own party statement, and I think the BJP really has played into the gallery by confirming a point of view which is, I think, could have been just swept away or handled better. Now, this is not about optics. It's also I was just watching a comedy on episode on Saturday Night Live, and I was looking at the kind of things that are being said about a sitting president or a past president, and I was wondering, by now I think the host would be dead if this kind of the climate that we have in our country is sort of extrapolated there. It is amazing what they can get away with. Is it good, bad, or ugly? I don't know, but it's funny, and it is a reflection on what our society is. And sometimes we need to be able to smile and laugh to be able to get a proper grip. And most importantly, we need to be able to talk. If I have a point of view which is different from yours, Shreya, I certainly should be allowed to voice it. I'll give you another example. I'm on a WhatsApp group where there are a lot of conversations. And I find the moment one has even a slightly different point of view, even though we're all on the same page, there is an active trolling which happens. There is an active sort of suppression of the voice. And the engagement to address that is so long that finally one just steps out. And somebody as assertive as I am finally just finds it not worth my while to engage. And I step out. This is what happens when people get together and troll you, or get together and say my view, my way or the highway, my view or nothing at all. And that is scary because eventually what we will be is a herd of sheep. And India was never like that. India is a very vibrant place with, the very term is the diversity of religions, of points of view. Everything is reflected in India, the number of states and languages that we have. And I'm passionate and patriotic about my country. I come from an army background. I've been in different places in India, and I constantly heard so many different points of view. I have things that I'm very, very passionate about, and I probably don't see another person's point of view, but I respect it. So I think right now, I'm actually more than we maybe the day started. I'm a little bit more worried about what a democracy means to the government, whether it's at center or state, and what it means to thinking people like us. The lady has mentioned that she is probably the biggest threat of all because she is, in quotes, a thinking woman, on a big threat.